everyone, and welcome to Leaf Yarns podcast. Today is Thursday the 17th of January. Just checking it is still January. Okay, so first things first, a bit of admin-y stuff. I have been on Ravelry and sorted out some things on the Ravelry group. Basically, please can you only share projects that are to do with any cows that we run here, or yarns that you've bought from me, or patterns that I've designed in the project shared or yarns stashed parts on Ravelry group and Leaf Yarns podcast, just because I want people to be able to come to the podcast group and see what I do. And I have been looking through it recently and discovered that there are a lot of other indie dyers yarns in there, and a lot of I don't know the right words, but a lot of indie dyers have been posting their yarns and stashed yarns on my group. I'm not using them for anything to do with the group. So fair enough, if you dye yarn and you want to knit one of my patterns, then post it in the projects group, project part. But if not, then please can you post that somewhere else, or just keep it in your stash sort of thing. I know it sounds a bit petty, but I am trying to build my brand, and I don't really want lots of crossovers. So that's it for admin-y stuff. Do please come and join the group on Ravelry. It's Leaf Yarns podcast. And if you like the podcast, please like and subscribe below. I aim to do videos every week from now on. I was meant to record yesterday, but time just didn't allow. So today I am going to be talking to you about my Make 9 challenge, what I have been knitting on in the past week, and one of my gifts, and some yarn I just had delivered in the post. So first things first, I will insert a video here of my Make 9 challenge. There is the Sode, the No Frill Sweater, Rock the Lobster, the Eshell, the Sipilla, Undoing Mitts, Mrs. Jekyll and Little Hyde, the Oriel lace blouse, and the Oxbow cardigan. So here's a closer look for you. Okay, so hopefully that worked okay, and I'm going to show you the Oxbow cardigan that I've cast on. So the Oxbow cardigan is by Andrea Renee Knits, or Andrea Mowry, and it's this beauty. Now I'm using Rico Designs Melange Chunky in their purple gradient colourway, and I'm almost at the end of my first ball, and this is my sleeve so far. That's coming up quite bright and true to colour actually. It's a little bit less red than it's showing, it's more purples. So this, you can see all the lovely sparkles. I did say I liked sparkle. I'm knitting it on the recommended needle sizes, which is an 8mm and a 6.5mm. Now I tried doing it magically and it was too slow. For the stitch count I've realised that I was pulling needles as much as I was knitting, so I ordered some higher bamboo DPNs in both sizes, and now it's zooming along. I have got about 2 more inches left on this sleeve before the next instruction. Excuse me a minute, I seem to have a frog in my throat. There we go. And then I shall start on the second sleeve. So hopefully by this time next week I will have the second sleeve to show you. I am absolutely loving this cardigan. The fabric, because although I'm knitting with a chunky yarn, the yarn that I'm using, this first ball, started out being a different cardigan. It's ripped back and wrapped really tightly, so it's lost some of its floof, as it were. So it's looking a bit thin, but I know that when it's washed and blocked it will bloom again and it'll be lovely. So it's so lovely and soft. But that is living in my newest yarn bowl that Abby bought me for Christmas. Isn't that beautiful? So that is my Oxbow. So I started on my Mick 9 for 19. The next one I want to cast on will either be the Sapilla or the Echelle. I do have yarn for both, so who knows. But I want to start the next one before I finish this one, so that I just overlap. Okay, so my next knitting project. Now these I cast on, I want to say Christmas Eve. And this is just Opal yarn. This is one of their sparkly yarns. And I don't have the tag, it's gone missing. I'm using 4.5mm carbons. And it's like this. So I'm about to put in the heel. I'm at the point where I need to start doing the short rows. But, now here's the thing. I don't know whether to do an afterthought heel, whether to try doing those again. We shall see. I will decide later on a whim whether I put in waste yarn or if I just, do short row shaping. It's absolutely beautiful. Now I really don't like red. I hate wearing red. Red is a very uncomfortable colour for me. But this has some sort of rusty burgundy red bits in it, which is actually really pretty. So I'm loving this. So yeah, that's coming along really nicely. I just do a bit, every now and then. And then the other project I'm working on, I had started this as an experiment using these yarns. So this one is the first skein of Vine yarns that I bought when Kristen first started dyeing yarns. So I want to say 4 years ago. I can't remember what the colour is, but it was inspired by an album cover of one of her favourite bands. And the purple is just some leftover that I had from years ago. So I'm on the second sock. I've got one more round and the toe is finished. And the first one is here. Now I'm doing an afterthought heel on this one. So here is the sock. So it's purple toe and striping the two colours, and then the contrast is the ribs. But I'm not sure which I shall use for the contrast heel yet. It depends how much I've got left, when I've done both bodies. But I'm absolutely loving them. Look how lovely that is. It's very, very me. I apologise for the lighting today. I'm using a brand new video recorder, video camera, and I'm in a different room, and I've got lots of lights but none of them quite right, so we'll just have to play around and see what I can come up with next week. So the other thing that I've been working on, I finished last week, beginning of last week, is the Big Red Pullover by Mina Phillip. Now, I was one of her test knitters, and here it is. I did short sleeves because I'm an indie dyer and I want to be able to wear a jumper without having to roll up the sleeves, and this was the perfect opportunity to knit a short sleeve jumper. So it's got raglan shaping, and I went back, as soon as I needed to go into the bigger needle size, I went back and I did the neckband then. And I actually did mine 1 inch shorter as well because I'm petite. And then it's got this beautiful detailing on the side here, as you can see, and there's a gap in between going up there. And it's absolutely beautiful. So this is my merino nylon in deep moss and Miss Babs Cosmic Base in the Lurch colourway. Now I plan to wear it next week. I just put it on here so that you could see, you know, the details of it without me having to stand up and shuffle around and things. Let's see what else. I have been doing lots of crocheting, and I have sorted out my Make 9 sewing list, but I shall do those next week. I have my wedge of patterns here that I'm planning to do. But yeah, I shall go into that in more detail next week and do a similar sort of montage. However, I will share my yarny acquisitions. What? I bought the new Opal Monet collection, and it came flat packed and vacuum sealed. I'm not a happy camper. So I'm going to open this so I can actually have a look at it, and I'm going to have a look on camera. I don't like when companies vacuum pack yarns. Not saying it would damage it temporarily, but if, you know, I was ordering this for someone else, then I'd expect it to come as a nice ball. So it's been very squished. But there we go, it's the Claude Monet, and this one is based on, which one's this one? It is colour 9687, dial 2074, but it's Blue Hen Iris in Monet's Garden. So there we go. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. It sounds like there are people walking around outside. So that is it from me this week. Next week I will be recording earlier because I've done all the intros and outros and everything now, so that's taken a lot of time today. I hope you're keeping well, and I will see you soon.